I trained like a hybrid athlete for 30 days, and this is what happened to my body.
My goal for this year was to lose weight, but not only that. I wanted to get stronger, feel healthy, and energized.
I decided to train like a hybrid athlete for 30 days to see what would happen to my body.
Pushing myself not just in weightlifting, but in endurance and agility. And the results were impressive. In just 30 days, I reached my goal weight for the entire year. The lessons I learned from this experience are what made it worth it even more. So if you're considering starting to run or maybe include runs in your workout routine, I highly encourage you to watch the entire video because I'm going to be giving you firsthand experience on what it's like to train like a hybrid athlete from someone who's never done it before. For this challenge, I had to step out of my comfort zone and push my body to limits it had never gone before.
My objective was to run a minimum of a 10K every single day for the first 14 days. After that, I was going to run 5 days a week, a 10K. I still had to work out 5 days a week, and that included my legs, my very sore legs. But I also had to be careful not to increase my caloric intake or change my diet. I was going to be paying very close attention to my body. I needed to challenge myself, but not hurt myself. And in order to succeed, I needed to come up with a plan. I knew I was going to face 3 challenges for sure: soreness, hunger, and the feeling of being tired. And I needed a solution to overcome those. For soreness, I was going to eat 180 grams of protein minimum so my body can have the proper nutrition it needs and it could recover quickly. For the hunger, I was going to choose foods that were going to fuel me for my runs and my workouts. And thankfully, I've been on a weight loss journey for over a year now, and I've found foods that I personally enjoy eating that are high in protein and high in nutrition. For tiredness, I was going to bed as early as possible and taking naps when I could. I've run before, but usually I like to give myself a rest day in between runs, and I never ran this much consecutively. So this was going to be a big challenge for me. My starting weight was 172.8 pounds, and my goal weight was 165. I decided to start off strong with a half marathon, 13.1 miles. It was a Sunday. I didn't really have much else to do that day. During my run, I started to question if it was actually such a good idea to start off with such a long distance. Now, I run trails for this exact reason. There are days where I don't feel like running, but the fresh air and the nature around me are a good distraction for my negative thoughts. Once I finished it, I felt this huge sense of accomplishment, and the fact that I had pushed through propelled me to keep going forward, and it gave me that confidence to continue on with the challenge. Now, day 5 is when things started to get really challenging for me. My back was achy, my hip was hurting, my ankle was tight, and up until this point, I had ran about 37 miles, which is the most I've ever run consecutively in a week. And not only that, I still had leg day to do. And I'd been putting off leg day all week in hopes that somehow I would not be sore. That wasn't the case. Thankfully, I had a pre-planned stretch routine, so it helped loosen up a ton of sore parts of my body, and it helped me get through my workout and my run.
That stretch really helped me out. My hips aren't as tight anymore.
Now, by day 14, just about halfway through this challenge, my legs were absolutely done. I was super tired, but the results were surprising. In just those 2 weeks, I had reached my goal weight for the year, 165 pounds. I lost 7.4 pounds, but I felt fantastic. My legs were looking great, and after a couple of rest days, I was able to maintain my strength at the gym, which was a huge surprise for me. Initially, I had feared losing muscle, but since I had maintained going to the gym, my body kept that strength. Now, did I complete my self-set challenge? And I would say yes. The challenge was to actually push myself, to see what it's like to train like a hybrid athlete. And in doing so, I ran more than I have ever run before in my life. I ended the 30 days running a total of 16 10Ks and 2 half marathons for a total of 110 miles.
30 days ago, I embarked on a journey to redefine my limits and discover the true potential of training like a hybrid athlete. What I found was a profound transformation, not just in physical strength and endurance, but the power of mindset and discipline. I learned that our greatest limitations often lie within the perception of ourselves. And by stepping out of our comfort zones, we unlock new levels of achievement. This challenge taught me the value of preparation and the importance of fueling the body and the mind. And that true progress comes from consistency and resilience. I'd like to give you more practical tips on what it was like to train like a hybrid athlete. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down